the Eisen Garden. We are in this Victorian parlor that we are DIYing once again because there's a really good idea Ryan had, and that was to add an accent wall behind the stairwell, which would make it opposite the other accent wall we have which you saw me fix the wallpaper. And I said in that video, no way in hell am I ordering another roll of this stuff in order to fix one small spot, but I had to order another roll of this stuff in order to line it up across this triangular piece of wall that we have next to our front door going up the stairs. Basically decided to do this at this point because it was right before a Christmas party we were going to have, and we've been looking at this unpainted wall and it's plaster, and it shows every bump and lump in it. But we have this unpainted plaster wall that I was just sitting on, waiting, looking at it like, why does it look so terrible? And we decided not to do green so that it didn't go up the whole stairwell. So Ryan gets trim from work for free, which is wonderful, and he had a really narrow piece that looked nice, and it had to fit between just an 1.5 inch space between where the wallpaper ends as it goes, it meets the stairwell as the wall that goes up, and paintings that we have there that are really large size. And I can tell you right now, it took me 2 tries because no wall in our house is straight, none of them. Maybe like 1 or 2 brand new walls from having construction. Those are made of drywall and they are straight, but everywhere else in the house, oh my God. And of course, it's settled over 80 years, but God, it's over 80 years now. And everything kind of dips toward the middle. There you get about 1 inch or 2 slope in the middle of the house from every corner leading toward like the front door, right where I'm sitting right now. It's like the low point. So lining up this wallpaper is a real pain, and it's beautiful. I love it. It's textured ever so slightly. It's thick, and it's kind of like a literal luxurious wallpaper. I'm starting to really like what I'm seeing with it against the wall behind the door and the way it matches the wall across the room. And I'm hoping that the line at the top, when we put the trim over it, it really finishes it off and makes it look professional and looks like it's supposed to be there. Trim, like I said in another video, trim makes a difference. Speaking of trim, maybe you're wondering what happened to that 7-inch crown molding. Well, we tried to put a piece up, and it's flexible. You know, the molding that I got is foam. It's that hard foam that you can cut it by hand, you can sand it back easy. And we went to use construction adhesive, the same thing I put the hooks on the outside siding with, that are still hanging right now. And that construction adhesive did not stick to the wall. It didn't work. And because of how uneven the walls are, any bend or bump that's, you know, it's not a completely flat surface for the foam to adhere to, you have to hold it in place. And Ryan and I held it in place, one piece, the first piece we started with of that green painted trim, for 5 to 10 minutes. Nothing was sticking. It was ridiculous. And to try and shoot, you know, the pneumatic air gun and nail gun through it, it could work or it might not work, and it might just shatter it apart. And we only had so many pieces, the exact amount to fit in that room. So we have pivoted on that project. Not what I wanted to hear. And I was literally in the air on a step stool going, pivot, pivot. We have to look at this project from a fresh place. If you get the reference, let me know. But it was unfortunate that we could not get the 7-inch crown molding on that ceiling at all, let alone before the party and before New Year's. So this dressed up another wall instead of the ceiling. And we are going to use a different trim that Ryan can also get free. And I'm going to paint that. That's actually wood, but we can punch the nail gun through it to the plaster wall, and that will work to trim the ceiling. And then all we'll have to work on is painting the ceiling and picking a light fixture. And there's just a few little pieces of furniture to change around, and then I think I'm gonna have to tackle the rest of the stairs. We gotta paint the stairs. You've seen they're in gross condition, and they're also a lighter wood than the rest of the house and the trim, including the color that we moved in with, which is kind of like a basic walnut anyway. So the stair project is one that I've been procrastinating on, which is why I'm glad to have this project with the wallpaper to do. If anything, I can tell you what I want to do to the stairs. We have the paint. I'm sitting there. The paint is sitting, I don't know, 3 feet out of frame at this point. We're going to paint the spindles of the stairs, the trim around it on either side, right where I'm cutting the wallpaper to, and the risers in black paint. I think it's by a company called Lick. And I've never used that paint before. I've only seen it online, seen people use it. I wanted something with some decent quality to really make sure this project looks as good as I can make it look. And then for the wood, because it's a light wood and literally the floor in the room below me does not match, and it had you can see the marks around the stairs where carpet was on it for 55 years minimum. And so nothing else has ever really been painted. It's never been painted over. No one ever changed the look of these rooms inside the house for years and years. You know, some people pick what they love and that's where it stays. I like to change. You're already seeing us change and alter things. That room has already had 2 different colors of green, you know? So, but now we're starting to get up the side of the steps and you can see the paintings in the background and you can really see the condition the stairs are in. Even if I just put and the stairs are worn, like there's no actual protection on those treads anymore. They're just plain wood. So I could literally pull up the sticky treads that we have on there for the dogs, put down some stain, not have to care about the edges, like do every other step at a time, and then paint it and probably do that so much easier. I really just want to stain the steps to make them match the rest of the downstairs trim and the wood in the house. So now I'm just making a good clean line and we're gonna get the trim over top of it. I absolutely love the way this turned out. I am very happy. It changes the room, it completes the room, it kind of like finishes the dynamic of the room that was waiting to be finished. And the stairs, when those are done, when I finally get to this stair, you're gonna see it this winter. I can't stop just walking by the can of paint over and over, being an idiot about it. We gotta finish our baseboard in that little corner, and I love it. You're gonna see it trimmed out in a hot second. Hold on, just hold on. Now, the other thing that we had to get to in order to finish this parlor, it's on the road to finishing this Victorian seance parlor, is we have to get our Ouija board collection on the wall. And we bought clips, the same clips that we pulled off the wall in order to take a giant mirror from over the fireplace down, are the same kind we're using to install these historic Ouija boards. They are all authentic. The one you're looking at there is from 1919, and they go through, I think, up mid-century. There's 1940s and 1960s, like the wizard board.
666 Lakeshore Drive, this board says.
Nice.
See that?
I did. So we're finally getting our wall display correct, and really it's helping to finish the wall. Obviously the trim would look great, but again, we got to pivot. We're going to use wood trim and just change the way the ceiling and the wall meet ever so slightly. And you can see the glue mark where we tried to put up the stupid trim and failed. So don't look close at the top of the room. The very top and the very bottom are yet to be done, but we are so close. Whether you're really into gardening or a fan of Tolkien, join me at the Eisengarden by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you know when I upload. You can always leave a comment and hit the thumbs up to help me out a little more. Thanks for watching.